Well, this week we've been talking about the imminent announcement of an airport at Badgerys Creek for Sydney. Now, when we talk about imminent, it is likely to be in the budget in May. That'll give it the green light, but it doesn't mean that once that announcement's made, there'll be money allocated and then the airport is off and running. We know that for more than 2 decades, the land has been put aside, owned by the Commonwealth, for an airport at Badgerys Creek, and the flight paths have been kept largely clear. What needs to happen now, though, is before they start digging and building an airport, there has to be a new environmental impact statement, an EIS, and that's a very long process to examine the impact of it. It's got to be done again. There's also then got to be a review of an arrangement which is in place, which means that the owners of Sydney Airport, the private owners of the existing Sydney Airport, have first right of refusal on building the new airport. They oppose the notion of having a second airport in the Sydney Basin. They think the existing Sydney Airport is good enough and that if its capacity is extended, Sydney can cope for many years to come. So there's that hurdle to overcome. Then the New South Wales government will be looking at the transport implications of having the airport there. Question, of course, is would a lot of people who might be travelling to that airport, would, for instance, freight landing there be less or more likely to be adding to the number of trucks on Sydney's roads? Then you've got the idea of how you get the fuel to the airport, and then you've got the other infrastructure considerations such as the roads in and out of the place, what rail links there might be, all of that. So let's be very clear about this. The whole thing's been glacial in terms of happening, and for many people like me, the notion of this ever happening seemed to have been pretty well set in stone that it wouldn't happen. But it looks like it is going to happen now, but bear in mind that when there's an announcement, that's simply going to start a whole lot of very, very complex processes. This is a long way off in the future.